Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. I was tagged by Vanessa from Lipstick Vanessa to do the bare minimum tag, so it's your bare minimum makeup product tag, and I recorded this as a tutorial where I'm applying that makeup, but I also recorded it where I just talked through it. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this one, and then I'll do the tutorial for this look later sometime. So first up, I have to start off with moisturizer, and right now my moisturizer is the Yes to Tomatoes Clear Skin Daily Balancing Moisturizer, natural 98% product. I have to read that, I don't know why, but it's just the Yes to Tomatoes Daily Balancing Moisturizer. I love this. I really like the way it smells. I'm not sure what it smells like, but it smells so good. Really like it. I love what it does to my skin. It makes it really smooth, and you can feel the, I guess, cream kind of just sinking into your skin, and it just gives this really, I don't know, it almost feels like if you had silicone on your hands and you put it all over your face and it gets that soft feeling, but it's not silicone. It's crazy. It's just tomatoes. So that's this, and the actual package for this had this little quote on it. It said, if lycopene was a bouncer and your face was a bar, no, if your face was a bar, lycopene would be the bouncer. Yeah, I totally messed that up, sorry. Anyhow, so it kind of does a good job of balancing your skin and keeping breakouts at bay. So, loving it. However, the pump, when you pump it out, comes out like way too much. So I have to do half of a pump, and that's plenty for my face. So, first up, I have to start with moisturizer. All the time, can't skip that step ever. Next would be a oil control lotion. I like MAC's oil control. I've also used Origin's oil control where you shake it up, it's separated. This one I just tend to go back to all the time. It doesn't work better or worse than anything else I've ever tried. I just always go back to this. So it's the MAC oil control, and that has to go on my T-zone, so here and here. Next would be foundation, whatever foundation I'm wearing that day. Today's is Bobbi Brown's Natural Finish Long Lasting Foundation SPF 15. That, and to get this on my face, I use the Real Techniques buffing brush. So always, that's 3 things so far. Then I go in with my concealer. Pull that out. And whatever concealer I am using that day, I use next. And today's concealer, I used MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer in NW15. And that goes underneath here, right under there. And this is the brush I use. It's the Smashbox Precision Concealer Brush. So those are steps I never skip. That's 4 steps. Then I go in with a setting powder, and I use my Laura Mercier Camouflage Powder Brush, looks like that, and some setting powder. And this is the Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder. I know a lot of people say that this is bad for flash photography, especially if you put it under here. I may just be so pale that it doesn't matter, but I have never had any issues with flash and this product. So that's what I can use underneath there. If I don't use this, I use my Coty Airspun powder, but I have to use a setting powder on top of my concealer right in here to set that product. So setting powder would be next. Then, and this all the time, it doesn't matter if I'm in a hurry or not in a hurry, these are the things I have to do. Next would be my eyebrows, and today I used MAC's Cork, looks like that. Typically I use MAC's Wedge, however I'm running low on Wedge, so I have not been using it, but I'm using Cork, and that, with this pencil, this is the MAC 266, goes into my brows up here like so, and works like that. Now the Wedge has a little bit more red in it, which works a little bit better for me as far as matching my hair is concerned. This has a little bit more brown, so Wedge matches it better, but I can use Wedge, Cork, or Soba, and I own all 3 for my brows. So there you go. And I do my brows every day. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, what I'm wearing. Even if I'm going for the bare minimum look, I wear my brows. So there's that. Next up would be paint pot on my lid, and it's the MAC Bare Study paint pot, and that goes all over with this brush, and this is a Real Techniques Dome Shadow Brush, and that goes all over my eyelid as a base. And even with a natural look, that gives me a beautiful kind of base to my lid. So even with a completely natural look, That's a bare minimum. Next, after that, if I don't do any shadow, or if I don't want that much shadow on my lid, I will use just a skin colored shadow. This is the All About Eve Duo, and these two shades are the same. This one is just a sparkly version of that one, so I use either one of them all over my lid. It says that they're like, the sparklier version is this one, however, when you swatch them, they look the same. Neither one looks more sparkly than the other. They're the same. So take that, and then I put that all over my lid with this Coastal Scents large shadow brush, and all over. And if I'm going for a completely natural look, I stop there and move on to mascara. This morning, however, I took my Christian Dior eyeshadow in, what is it called? Gold Touch, 546 Gold Touch. Looks like that, and it's just a true gold. And I went in with my Smashbox number 26 and just patted it all over my lower lid right there. That's the only color that I used. So bare minimum, if I'm doing just a pale lid with no real definition, just an all over skin colored shade, and that's it. Move on to mascara. If I want to up it up, a little bit, I use one shadow all over, and it doesn't matter what color. It could be, I could have used this cork the same way that I used the gold, and just put it down here on my lower lid. And then from there, I would have to buff. And this is my buffing brush. It's the MAC 217? Yes, 217. My numbers are so worn off. And then that I just use to diffuse the line of the actual shadow onto my lid, like that, so that it looks smooth and seamless. And that would be the only step that I do for that. So that is bare minimum one shadow application. Then, of course, I would brush my brows into place with this. This is a Sonia Kashuk brush. That's a bare minimum product too. And lastly, or not lastly, but next, because it's never really last, is it? I would take blush of whatever color I decide to use that day. This is Stila's Custom Color Blush. Looks like that. And my blush brush, and I have to use blush every day. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. Okay, there we go. And then get that onto my cheeks right here. Now, like that. Keep in mind, I have not powdered my face yet, so I'm applying blush straight to my foundation, which I find helps my blush stay put all day long. So there's that. Last thing I would do before I move on to mascara would be to set my makeup. So I take my Real Techniques multitask brush and my powder, and I get that onto there, and then I would apply it all over my face like so. And don't want to wear my foundation off, so I tap like this into place. And that would be all of my makeup for my face. Next would be lashes. I would curl my lashes with my eyelash curler, which I did not bring with me. It is the Chanel eyelash curler, and then I would apply mascara, like so. Ooh, mascara. Okay, so lastly, and I said lastly already, didn't I? Odd. I'm so bad at describing things. You know, when you're like in elementary school and you have to do the what is it called, where you write and you have to list like the order, chronological writing, and it's like the big thing because you learn first, second, third, secondly, third, fourth, fifth, and you have to write the steps out. It's like a whole English report you have to write. I was so bad at that. My peanut butter and jelly report was horrible. If you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever written how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I think everybody has to do that, like in the second or third grade at some point. Yeah, it was like firstly, second, and then secondly, third, and then thirdly, fourth, fifth, and then lastly, and before you are done. Those were my steps. It was just bad. Anyhow, so that's why I'm all out of order, because I get confused counting things when I'm talking. Okay, so lastly, before I am done, I would put on my lipstick, whatever lipstick I choose to wear for the day. And today's lipstick was Yves Saint Laurent's Pink Lingerie, and that is what is on my lips. It's just a beautiful pink color. I like it. It's a baby pink. And that is it. So those are the products that I have to. That is my bare minimum face. Bare minimum for me usually does entail at least one color for my crease, just because I have a very flat lid if I don't put anything there. So I feel like I really need that. And do I really need everything else? Yes, I do. I have to have my concealer. I have to have my foundation. My brows have to be done. I have to wear blush. I have to wear at least a or two shadows on my lid. I have to have mascara. So that's like 5 products. And I have to have lip color of some type, so that's 6. So that's my bare minimum. I know that might be a little too much for some people. It might actually be somebody's full-on makeup look, but for me, that is, you know, bare minimum. If I wanted to amp it up, I would do some highlighter, some bronzer, as well as a lot more eyeshadow and some false lashes on my lids. But that is a bare minimum look. I feel like I need to apologize for it because it's like, I guess, more excessive than most. Anyhow, so thank you so much for tagging me, Vanessa. I enjoyed thinking about my products and really realizing that I am not a bare minimalist when it comes to makeup. As much as I want to say that I am a minimalist in everything else in my everyday look, I guess am not. Anyhow, so thanks so much for watching. If you want to do this, you tell me what your bare minimum products are in your comment below, or attach a video to it. I tag you to attach a video if you'd like to. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.